a belief is only a thought that you think over and over and over. A lot of the beliefs that we adopt over time and in our childhood don't serve us. And so you kind of block yourself from creating that life that you want. But because I had the underlying belief that life is happening for me, what it did is it switched my perspective and I started to look for ways in which this was happening for me. And that belief is just like, it makes me feel so good to believe that. Why don't you want to feel good? Like, don't you want to feel good? All right. Welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Adrienne. If you're not new here, thank you so much for clicking on another video. Today's another sit down chat. We're going to be talking about a couple beliefs that I believe can change your life. They've changed mine. And so we're gonna just jump into it. But first I wanted to say beverage of the day is these OWYN protein shakes. Every time I do a sit down chat, I'm probably gonna tell you what beverage I'm drinking. And feel free to grab your own, obviously. Coffee, tea, water, wine, protein shake, whatever it is. But I wanted to share these because these are a plant-based protein. This is not sponsored by any means. I found these myself. First they were only on Amazon that I could find them, but now I'm finding them at grocery stores. But they're a plant-based protein shake and they actually taste so good. Like, there's other protein shakes that come in similar packaging that are not plant-based that I think are disgusting. Like, I remember drinking one time and like literally gagging. I thought it was so gross, but these are actually so good. And I'm gonna have them linked in my Amazon storefront if you are interested in trying them. They have 20 grams of protein per bottle, and they're like loaded with fiber and greens and different like great things for you. So anyways, that's what I'm drinking today. But let's jump into today's video, shall we? The 2 beliefs that could potentially change your life. This is me in no way telling you what to believe or what to do, but these are 2 beliefs that have brought me so much more peace and happiness in my life. And so I just encourage you to try them on. Try them on for size. See how they feel. When I talk about them, how does it make you feel? And if they're not for you and you don't resonate with those beliefs, that's totally fine too. So first I want to talk about beliefs in general because I think that's an important foundation that we set here before this video. And I feel like now that there is so much stuff on social media, so much education, and people are self-educating on self-development and spirituality and all of that, it's pretty well known that you can change your beliefs. But if you're not aware of that, I just want to tell you and remind you that a belief is only a thought that you think over and over and over. A belief is not a fact. And therefore, now that we know that we can rewire our neural pathways to believe different things and, you know, create different realities for ourselves, different lives for ourselves, it's important to understand that you can also change the beliefs that you hold. A lot of the beliefs that we adopt over time and in our childhood don't serve us. They're actually pretty negative beliefs if you think about it. And so I have spent a lot of time over the last several years consciously changing, and it takes effort. It takes some work, some inner work to change your beliefs, but I think that's like one of the biggest keys in mindset work and just living a happier life is to change a lot of the beliefs that are no longer serving you. So just some examples of beliefs that I have heard and some beliefs that I know that are really common are things such as life isn't fair. I know you guys have heard that one before. I remember hearing that when I was a child when, you know, like I would want a toy or something and my parents wouldn't get it for me. And I'd be like, it's not fair, you know, like throw a tantrum, whatever. And my parents would be like, life isn't fair. And you hear that over and over and over and over, and then you start to adopt that belief. And so then what happens as you grow up is you start to live your life based on all these subconscious beliefs that you have picked up throughout your childhood, and they don't serve you. You can believe that life isn't fair, or you can believe that life is fair and everything is happening for you, which is one of the beliefs we're going to talk about. Another belief that I think is really common, it stems like around money, which is a lot of them I've realized are about money, where it is money doesn't grow on trees. I know is a big one that a lot of us have heard, or that you have to work really, really, really hard to have money. Another one is, you know, people who have a lot of money are greedy, or, you know, only bad people are wealthy. Imagine going into your life and wanting to create wealth for yourself or generational wealth, but you have that subconscious belief that bad people have a lot of money, or the only people who have a lot of money are bad people. what you're going to manifest and what you're going to create over your life, because you subconsciously believe that only bad people have money, is, and you're wanting money though, consciously you want money, you're not going to be able to get that money or build that wealth because you've got a block there. You've got a belief that says only bad people have money. Well, I don't want to be a bad person, but I want money. And so you kind of block yourself from creating that life that you want, that wealth. So those are just a couple examples. There's so many that we could go into about beliefs that kind of hold us back from the lives that we want, or just living happier lives. There are two distinct ones that I want to talk about today that have changed my life, and that even if it doesn't change the external in your life, what it does is it makes you a happier person, and I think it allows you to live with more joy and more peace. And who wouldn't want that? If that's the only outcome you get from adopting one of these beliefs that I'm going to tell you today, who wouldn't want that? So the first one is life is happening for you. This is so important. I think it has changed the way that I look at so much in my life. But the place where this belief has helped me the most is when difficult things happen in my life. Things that I would have viewed before as bad or unfair or whatever it is, I have really, really cultivated and taken on this belief that life is happening for me. And so what's the opposite is that life is happening to you. Like, you can't control it. It's just happening to you. The world's not fair. Like, da-da-da-da-da. What that actually is a victim mentality. And that's a whole nother video for a whole nother day. But when you live your life in victim mentality, and you believe that things are just happening to you, you tend to have a more negative outlook on life. You know, like, oh, I can't help it. I'm in this sucky job, and that, you know, my boss is so mean to me, and this is so unfair, but this is just life. Like, life just sucks. Like, life's just happening to me. Or, I mean, the other example that's coming to my mind right now, like, say you get a flat tire, or I don't know, you know, like you get an unexpected bill in the mail and you're struggling to pay for it. I'm thinking of some just more common things. And you have the belief that life's not happening for you, it's happening to you. What's going to happen when those things happen to you is you're just going to feel horrible. It's going to be such a negative outlook. You get a flat tire. Oh, of course this would happen to me. Like, life's always just happening to me. That is not a fun way to live. Why would you choose to view life that way when you could actually choose to say life is happening for me? And so where this comes into play in these same examples would be, say you get a flat tire. I have actually done this before. I haven't gotten a flat tire, but I got into a car accident several years ago where this lady hit me, and I could have viewed the situation as, oh my God, I can't believe this just happened to me. Like, of course it was kind of traumatic in the moment. Like, don't get me wrong. I felt all the fear and the feelings. But because I had the underlying belief that life is happening for me, what it did is it switched my perspective, and I started to look for ways in which this was happening for me. And what I did was I was like, okay, I actually kind of wanted a new car anyways, and like no one got hurt in this situation. What actually ended up happening was my insurance paid out to me, so I was able to get a new car. You know, I thought maybe down the road, like if this wouldn't have happened, something could have happened that was more dangerous to my car, and I wouldn't have known. Maybe this was saving me from something more serious that could have happened. And so those were ways in which I was looking at, okay, how is this situation that is pretty unfortunate happening for me? And even on a bigger scale now, when things are happening that are extremely difficult, or I'm just like in the trenches with my feelings, the underlying belief that saves me every time from spiraling, from getting really, really negative and just getting in a really stuck place is, life is happening for me. How can I look at this in a way that shows me that life is happening for me? And so, you know, another really big example for me, at the last job that I had, things ended really poorly. Like, it was a really difficult situation for me to be in. And it took me a while after this, you know, sitting in the feelings, to start to look at, okay, why was this happening for me? And now I can look back and say, okay, this was happening for me. It had to get that bad because I wasn't gonna leave. I had gotten comfortable in a situation in which I was settling in and I wasn't happy in, but I was comfortable because I knew what to expect. And so things progressively started to get worse at that job until I had no other choice but to leave. And it was scary and it wasn't fun and it was difficult. But all along I had that belief that life is happening for me. So why is this happening? It's happening for me. And so those are just some examples, but this belief helps in so many ways. Obviously, we talked about it gets you out of the victim mentality. It helps you to just have a more positive outlook on life. And then it also just creates more empowerment in your life. You can start to look at, okay, like, you know, the universe, God is working in my favor. Life is working in my favor. Things are happening for me. And it starts to build up your worthiness. It starts to make you realize, okay, like, God, universe, the divine loves me. I am worthy of good things. Even if these unfortunate things are happening to me, it's because they're meant to, because they're for me. Why are they for me? And do you just see how that like creates such a different outlook and perspective on life? And when you start to really operate from that place, you just become a happier person, a more peaceful person is what I would say. Happiness is, you know, we can't stay happy 24/7. But I think when you're looking for a peaceful life, that belief is crucial to adopt. So let's get into belief number 2 that I think would absolutely change your life if you decide to adopt it for yourself, and it has changed mine, is if not this, then something better. You may have heard this before and you may have not, so let me explain. When there is something that you want, you know, whether it's a job is a really common one where I see this, a job, a relationship, a friendship, but let's stick to the job for the example. If it does not work out for you, it's because the universe or God has something better in store for you that you cannot see. And so I like to think of the example of when you are a child and you ask for something right around Christmas time, maybe like a toy, and your parent says no, and you get really upset and you're like, I just wanted this one thing, I wanted this one Barbie, I wanted this one toy, like why won't they get it for me? But all along, your parents have this huge, beautiful other toy waiting for you to give to you at Christmas, and they're saying no to this one because they know that they have this other amazing toy waiting for you, but you can't see that. You don't know that's there, and so you're just disappointed that you didn't get that one little toy that you asked for. I think of it the same way with the universe or God, where, and I use those interchangeably, and I'm trying to use them interchangeably because I know different people resonate with different things, so just use whatever word resonates for you. But I think about it the same way with the universe, is that when you don't get that job that you want, for example, it's because the universe has something better in store for you that you cannot see. And so if you can adopt that belief, it creates so much peace in your life. And I used to have this thought of like, okay, these are beliefs, right? So we don't know, they're not fact, they're not true. And so let's say that the this or something better belief isn't true. What's that going to do for me if I adopt that belief and it's not necessarily true? Well, I'm not going to get that job that I want. And then I'm just going to be believing that there's something better. And so I'm not going to get super upset that I didn't get that job. I'm not going to wallow. I'm going to just keep looking for what's next. I'm going to keep moving forward. I'm going to be at peace. That's the worst thing that could happen. What's the alternative? You don't believe that. You thought that was the job for you, and now you missed it. And you're going to be so upset, and you're going to wallow, and you're going to be disappointed, and all the things, when you could believe that it's this or something better. And that belief is just, like, it makes me feel so good to believe that. Why don't you want to feel good? Like, don't you want to feel good? So that's, I think, and for me, it has shown that. Like, that has been the truth, that if it's not this, it is something better. But when you're first starting out, you know, and you're trying to rewire and create that new belief, it might not show itself to you right away, or it might. But I think just going back to the fact that this belief can just bring you more peace in your life is a good enough reason to try to just see how it feels. And so those are the two big beliefs that I wanted to talk to you about today. Again, this is me in no way telling you what to believe or what to do, but these are two beliefs that have brought me so much more peace and happiness in my life. And so I'm just trying to share on here some things, some mindset shifts, some, you know, which tend to go back to beliefs a lot of the time, that have tremendously changed my life and the way that I look at life, and in hopes that they'll help you. So that is it for this video. I hope you enjoyed it. I just want to mention again that I will be opening spots for one-on-one coaching with me here within the next month. If you want more information on that, I do have some information sheets that I can send you. You just have to email me and I'll get those over to you. As soon as those spots fill up, there'll be no more spots for a few months. So if you are interested, just send me an email. I think that's all I wanted to say in this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it. Leave any questions, comments below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. And I will catch you in the next video. Bye, guys.